A Look at Seniors is underwritten with the generous support of Mosaic Wealth Strategies Group, LLC. Preserve your wealth while planning for the future, bringing your life's pieces together.
Welcome back, everyone, and welcome to the next installment of A Look at Seniors. And we have a topic today that I swear to God we could spend an hour on and just skim the surface. But we did bring in an expert, and that expert is Maureen Hallaran. Welcome, Maureen. Very nice to have you here. Good morning. Maureen, by the way, is a co-founder of a very interesting group right here in Saratoga called the Mosaic Wealth Strategies Group. And joining me every week is my co-host, Lois Celeste, who is the executive director of the Saratoga Senior Center. Welcome back, Lois.
Thanks, Jesse.
Nice to have you here. Okay, the topic is Medicare. Now, I know you're all going to run and try to grab something to write with. Don't. Just listen, and then we'll tell you what you probably can do to help solve some of the issues that we all face with this. I remember when I turned 65, my mailbox was flooded. Now, I'm the type of person that sort of just put this stuff aside, but Medicare is an incredibly complex topic. You know this better than anyone. How long have you been involved in this category?
I've been working in the Medicare market for over 10 years now. I probably see almost 400 active adults, and I really go through their health plan reviews every year.
Wow, that's quite a client base, by the way. And I assume that it takes a certain amount of concentration, a certain amount of just thirst for knowledge to want to keep up with this, right?
Right. It takes hours every year to go through the different plans. Everything changes in the Medicare arena, and we really need to know what plans are available and what type of information we need to present to each client.
And, you know, within each of the plans, I can, testify firsthand here. Within the plans, it's confusing, you know?
Right.
So is that really when people... Let's go from the beginning. Someone turns 65. They're eligible for Medicare in a number of different ways, right?
Right.
There are a lot of details on that. But is there confusion? Is there anxiety?
Right. What I find most is, as I get phone calls into the office, I can feel the anxiety in the phone through the people. And they're afraid. They're turning 65. Their mailboxes are being full of all the literature from the different companies, reaching out to them, trying to get information available. And they do not know what the differences are between the Medicare Advantage plans, the Medicare supplements, when to enroll. As they're turning 65, the anxiety and the confusion is overwhelming.
Boy, I bet it is. Now, you see this, right, Lois?
It's complicated. You know, I've been at the Senior Center 6 years now, and this is one of the hot topics that every year, what do you do about this? People come in with questions, and so I don't know it. And I say to my advocates, don't even try to know it. Don't try to learn it. There's people out there that are specialists, that understand it, that spend their days learning it.
Hours.
But we do a lot of education around it. We bring in, every year before open enrollment, we will bring in folks from statewide and the Office for the Aging to do an overview, and then we go back to all the providers, because these are the folks that know what to do. I don't even try to tackle it. It's very complicated, but I do think everybody needs to know.
Well, yeah, sure. I can, again, testify this firsthand. Hey, you said something in passing, and I'd like to go back and try to get a differentiation, because the words almost seem like they overlap. Supplemental and Advantage.
Correct. When you're looking at different Medicare insurance plans, you have choices based on counties and where you live. You can have up to 25 different Medicare Advantage plans that encompass your Part D, which is your prescription coverage, or you can go into a Medicare supplement plan, and that's a whole letter alphabet that's available through Medicare, depending on what your individual needs are. So whether or not you're a married couple or a single individual, you are an individual in the Medicare market, and you can be on different plans. You can choose different plans, whether it be a Medicare Advantage or a Medicare supplement, each and every year. We need to really investigate the differences between the plans, between their premiums, the doctor networks, the providers, the hospital networks, and your Part D. It's very important to be in the right plan so that you're saving the most amount of money and getting the best care possible.
Now, is it also true, Maureen, that everything that you just mentioned would take a year for the normal person to try to figure out? And there are changes every year also. So it's almost on an annual basis that you need to speak with people. And also, people have to be very careful about what plans they choose because it might affect existing employer plans, right?
Exactly. There are so many moving pieces in Medicare, whether or not you're on employer insurance and looking to get into Medicare, whether you're coming off the regular insurance and you need to go into Medicare on your own. You really need to be cautious as to how you're approaching it and what plans you're looking at and investigating. Every September, the plans are being introduced and you're getting acknowledgement change letters from the current plans you're enrolled into, and the changes are listed out for the January of the next year. So if you're not really investigating whether the premiums have gone up, the doctors have dropped from your networks, the prescriptions have dropped from your formularies, or whether or not the plan's working for you cost-wise that year, you can be making mistakes as January rolls through.
Wow, boy, you're so knowledgeable about this. Now, you do things at the Senior Center to try to assist us,
We have senior support services, so
Right.
anyone that comes in, we will connect them with either plans or get them educated on this. We do the Health Insurance Expo every year
Right.
in October, just before open enrollment. And I think, to add on to what you were saying, every person that walks into the center has a different need. Somebody may have
Yes, right.
diabetes, some may have eye issues, some may have whatever it is, and there's different plans that can work for them. So the piece is get out there, get educated, get the information, and we can help them do that.
And
we
then
work-
there's
Exactly.
always the unexpected on top of that.
Right. So oftentimes our population do not realize that they might be eligible for a change during the course of the year. So if they have a catastrophic health change or a diagnosis that they're really concerned about, they can reach back out to us all year long, whether it be email, voicemail, text messages, and let us know what's going on. So between the diagnosis with the doctor and the plan that they have going forward, we might be able to put them into a plan that can work better for them,
Work
to
better
save
for
them money. Right.
Well, you know, the whole thrust of the series is plan ahead, right?
Right.
And you probably heard the phrase during the conversation, open enrollment. That happens in October of every year. So get ahead of the situation. You know, I don't think you could ever start too early from what I've witnessed, right?
We're looking for people to reach out to us about 5 months or so before they're retiring from employment. And there is a long process to go through to get into Social Security to apply for Part A and Part B. Then you have the other component of Social Security, whether or not they're collecting. So we need them to come to us a little early. And then you have up to 3 months before your birthday, your 65th birthday, to investigate plans and enroll into plans. You have a 7-month window. So there are a
Gotcha.
lot of complications and rules that we need to follow.
Well, let's face it, there are not many experts in this field, and the people that do get into the subject, like Maureen, are going straight to heaven. You must have an amazing compassion for people to want to wade through this, Maureen, I'll tell you.
I truly enjoy Medicare and the Medicare market, and it is extremely rewarding to help someone save them money and get them the right plan so that they're not overly concerned about the next year that's coming up.
Well, I'm sure Lois would agree with me on this. Get ahead of this situation. It is amazingly complicated. Go to Maureen, someone like Maureen, go to an expert. They have all the information. They're in it every single day, and they've seen it, because every individual has different needs, so you've
Absolutely.
seen everything, right? Maureen, real pleasure to meet you, and thank you very much
Thank
for
you for
coming in
inviting me today.
and skimming the surface of an incredibly complicated topic, Medicare.
Absolutely.
Thanks
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Lois. I'll see you next week. To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com.
A Look at Seniors is underwritten with the generous support of Mosaic Wealth Strategies Group, LLC. Preserve your wealth while planning for the future, bringing your life's pieces together.